Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first? Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right, Mr.
In which case, we've got two of them on stage tonight.
I'd first like to say they're 5-inch heels, and I don't wear them unless you can run in them.
We've got two of you on stage.
The second thing that I will say is I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So we got to talk more about Nikki Haley, who is still literally completely losing her mind and melting down over the fact that Vivek Ramaswamy would even dare question her neocon, warmongering, special interest, puppet control motivations when it comes to Ukraine, when it comes to Israel, when it comes to literally American blood and treasure being spent all over the world. Now, I said when I did the video after the third debate, I said that this Dick Cheney and high heels thing, that comment was going to end up getting weaponized against Vivek. Who didn't see that coming, right? I did not think that was smart. I thought it was clever. I didn't think it was smart. I also didn't think it was real smart for him to talk about her kid using TikTok. But that said, we expected the mainstream liberal media to weaponize that against him, just like they've been weaponizing every stupid comment against Donald Trump. Just recently, by the way, Donald Trump used the word vermin. How dare he? Which the many, many millions and millions of people in history who have used that word, so did Hitler. Hitler was one of them. And now you have all these mushy brain, poor propagandized people all over the internet saying that Donald Trump is quoting Hitler and how could you dare support someone who would do such a thing as you claim to be a friend of Israel? Well, almost as ridiculous as that is that now Nikki Haley is joining with the woke, and she is coming out against Vivek Ramaswamy as some sort of sexist because he dared call her Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels. So she goes on this podcast, which actually is a very, very good podcast, by the way. And, she says that because Vivek went after Kristen Welker for spreading media lies for years and Democrat propaganda for years, and because he went after Ronna McDaniel for being basically terrible at her job, and because he went after her for being a bloodthirsty, money-hungry, warmongering warhawk, that he's a sexist. There can't possibly be any substance to any of those things, because they're all women. So she says Vivek has a woman problem, which is ridiculous. Guys, I'm going to show you this. Before we do, please help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. Really, really appreciate you guys. Check this out.
With Vivek is that, first of all, yes, it was personal, but he and I have major policy differences. Totally. People keep saying, oh, they've got a thing. Yeah, it's called policy differences. We disagree on so much. Like, he thinks Israel can handle this on their own and we don't need to be there. He thinks you should give Ukraine to Russia and deal with it. He thinks we need to be friends with China because, we are so polar opposite that, that there's no way we're ever going to...
He managed to make the question about abortion about men's rights. I noticed as well. It's just like on every single thing, he finds a way to be like, how online can I possibly be?
But it's the Trump talking points. That's what he's doing. He's the Trump spoil in all of this. He knows what they want out there, so he's playing that Trump game.
I spoke with another candidate who was on the stage with you that was making their case for how they had done a great job. And one of the things they said was, Nikki's got the best thing going right now because she's turned Vivek into her human punching bag. And there's no way around it. Every time she engages him, the rest of it doesn't matter what you're doing. And I found this watching the debate. You stop and you're like, hold on, wait a minute. And then you pay attention to it.
The crowd gets quieter.
Because what's going to happen next is since Milwaukee, that's like a moment.
It's not what I want.
I'm sure
it's never. I don't go in there he goes in there with these planned comments and speak. The 3-inch heels. Like he had all that. I don't go in practice like that. I go in and it's a lot of gut and instinct, and you go where. And so I actually was like, you know what? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to engage him because we are not going to let this debate be about him. But what happens? He comes out of the gate. He hits the female chair of the party. He hits the female anchor on the platform, and then he hits me. and I'm not saying anything.
I ain't saying, I'm just saying.
But he might have a girl problem. I'm just saying he might have a girl problem. And so, when he did that, I'm like, is it going to be this kind of debate? And I really, if you notice, he said some things and I let it go. But there's just something about him that, like, you can't let it go because it's like, it's so against the values of America. It's so against, I believe in freedom and I believe in people's rights and all of those things. But he takes it to a level that's not trustful.
Right.
And I've said it before, I don't trust him.
Right.
Just listen to the way she says it. She says things like, oh, I believe in freedom and all those kinds of things. Like, what kinds of things are you talking about? What kinds of things do you actually believe in? We'd really, really like to know, because all we really know, all you've really told us that you believe in is Trump bad, Biden bad, Ukraine good. That's all we really know about the new wealthy Nikki Haley. And, what's up with these guys on this podcast? They're usually real sharp guys. They just let her peddle this nonsense without pushing back at all. That's a great time, guys, to say, maybe he does have a girl problem, but to his point, why are you such a war hawk? Why are you so bloodthirsty? Why is that your first gut thing? Why is that all you ever want to talk about? What exactly would you do differently than Joe Biden? Anything? That's how you handle that. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Let me know in the comments if I'm way off base, but it just feels like, to me, like conservative women lately, they're sounding more and more and more like feminist women, but not, just because they actually hold feminist ideals. They're like a lot of people, they're using these things, they're using these narratives, these dog whistles when it's convenient, and only when it's convenient. Now, I got news for you. You can't be a feminist when it comes to, somebody calling you out or someone, questioning you. Can't be a feminist then, but not when it comes to my body, my choice type of stuff, because, just using these bogus, misleading, misrepresented narratives, that's a leftist tactic. That is what leftists do. And there's no difference from what I see here between Nikki Haley and Hillary Clinton. Anyway, there's probably really not a lot of difference between Nikki Haley and Hillary Clinton on most issues, if we're being honest about it. Because if we can't have conversations about policy without someone getting all sensitive and in their feelings and claiming your difference with them is not about policies, but it's about your gender, then we're in a world of hurt, guys. We will never, ever get anything done in this country ever again. And honestly, how do these people in these podcasts and these other media personalities, how do they let these people just continue to just get away with it? They don't demand Nikki Haley or anyone else actually talk about their policy, defend why she's such a war hawk. They just go along with it. And that's, that's wrong. Going along with it is why we've been going along with it for the last $7 trillion we've spent for nothing in these countries, costing countless lives all over the world. And that's what her policies have done. And that's just not the right thing to do. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And I can't see, honestly, how this ends anywhere positive. It's just not sustainable, man. And this lady continues to climb in the polls, which drives me crazy. I can't even believe it. The less she's required to, back up her policies or even explain her policies, the higher she gets in the polls. It doesn't make much sense. No wonder we're in such a mess, guys. But anyway, that's just my take. I'm rambling a little bit. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.